How turning down Speed 2 landed Keanu Reeves in movie jail for 11 years. Remember 1994's blockbuster Speed? The movie starred up-and-coming Keanu Reeves. He was driving a bus rigged to explode. The movie was a huge success. But do you remember the 1996 sequel? Most people don't, and there was no Keanu in it. Speed 2 Cruise Control was a box office flop, but Keanu's decision to turn it down almost cost him a career. Here's what happened. The success of Speed in 1994 was a surprise to the studio. Fox immediately asked the director Jan de Bont to make another one. De Bont agreed. The idea was to reuse all the stars as well. Reeves's co-star, Sandra Bullock, was on board. Bullock and de Bont had no doubt Keanu would agree. After all, he wasn't that big in Hollywood. What did he have to lose? With this in mind, they presented him with a script. The movie was to be called Speed 2 Cruise Control. Keanu would reprise his role as Jack Traven. The bus would be replaced with a different mode of transportation. After all, the producers had more money this time. In Keanu's own words,
"When I was offered Speed 2, Jan came to Chicago and so did Sandra, and they said, 'You've got to do this.' And I said, 'I read the script and I can't. It's called Speed, and it's on a cruise ship.'"
He had a point, you know. But Fox Filmed Entertainment was adamant. It had to be Keanu. Fox boss William Mechanic offered him a whopping $12 million. But Reeves stood his ground. He did not want to jeopardize his career by acting in a stinker.
"I told him, if I do this film, I will not come back up. You guys will send me to the bottom of the ocean and I will not make it back up again. I really felt like I was fighting for my life."
The problem was, it was the second time Reeves said no to Fox. Earlier, he'd turned down a role in Heat. Unlike Speed 2, that movie is still considered a classic, and it's got a formidable cast. Pitting Robert De Niro against Al Pacino, Reeves was offered the role of Chris Shiherlis. Chris was one of the gang members. Heat was filmed right after the original Speed, but Keanu still had some stage aspirations at that point.
"While I was making Speed, I learned Hamlet. I had room."
Keanu studied his lines between takes. Once the filming wrapped up, he planned to perform on stage, so he had to say no to Heat, even though he liked the script. Instead, Reeves opted to perform Hamlet at the Manitoba Theatre Center in Winnipeg. Fox could have forgiven him one transgression, but refusing to make Speed 2 was taking a step too far. Reeves was basically blacklisted from Fox for years. Indeed, it took more than a decade for them to change their minds. Reeves was finally welcomed back for 2008 film, The Day the Earth Stood Still. By then, he was already an established superstar. The Matrix trilogy had propelled him to worldwide fame. He also got a chance to co-star with Al Pacino in 1997's The Devil's Advocate. And what happened to Speed 2? It tanked, making a measly $164.5 million worldwide. It currently holds a 4% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm sure we've all had this kind of feeling sometimes when things just don't feel right. And that was how I was feeling about Speed 2.
It seems Keanu was right to listen to his feelings.